Hello everybody, welcome back here. We're here with Hero Emblems 2. Recently been on a kick of Match-3 games, and this game came out in March 2024 for PC, but also December 2022 on iOS. Sequel to a 2015 game, Hero Emblems, made by Beatpot Games, a Taiwanese company. So I just want to show this game off more than anything else. This game is mixed reviews on Steam. A lot of people are kind of upset about how, like, it's okay, but it's nothing interesting. You know, it's... We're playing this on a controller, but you could also have, you know, there's mouse support too. And so, very similar to kind of a puzzle quest, you have 4 different characters this time, and each character is tied to a kind of a gem. So we have these kind of purple ones that are tied to attacks of that guy, and then we also matched up with a couple other things so they can all attack. So we got a defender, our tank, our DPS, and then kind of a healer, depending on the different types of you know, matches. Like if you get a match 5, you get like a super attack. If you match 4, you get, you know, a bigger attack and all that stuff, which is kind of interesting. Like on paper, this sounds like a really fun game, but in practice, it kind of gets kind of tedious. A lot of complaints people have, and I have felt them too. It's like the game doesn't seem to have an end. Some of the reviews are like, yo, I'm 30 minutes in and I don't understand where the end is of this game, which is like, hey, take it or leave it, whatever. But it's, you know, okay, it is a mobile game, so maybe the loop is there, but also like it does certain things. So there's even status effects. So you can see in the bottom left, one of the guys did a attack on my, you know, weasel, or is it a weasel character, and when I match with that, it won't trigger an ability, which is like, why? Why? But it's like, it's still a pretty good match game. It's a great, you know, this was on, you know, on iOS, and so it does do a great, you know, it's fun. It has a really good loop, but the loop kind of gets kind of boring. Like I fell off this game really fast, and I kind of wanted more from it. You know, looking for like, hey, I would like something more. You know, I would like to have a, hey, can we get something that is a little bit more puzzle quests? And it's not hitting that hard. So again, so this is the status effect. I'll match this, and it just Luckily, the game does chain a lot better than say other Match-3s. Like you will always have a little chain going. And there is random encounters and all that, and you get a B, and there are 2 other characters that you can add to your party that offer different kind of, you know, skills, I guess. But it's very fundamentally like, you know, the holy trinity of damage, tank, and a healer. And the healer does attack if there's nothing to heal. So these are poisoned. So like realistically, like the status effects are the ones that like kind of bring me down a little bit. So now I have a status effect. Of course, there are some items we can click here so we can heal. And then we can also remove some debuffs. And then also we can increase our DP, or I don't know what that means. I don't remember what it was called. So you have your health right here on the bottom left, and then kind of your DP. I think that's your like momentum, I believe. So we'll just hit that. It cleanses some of that, and go back and do some more. And the status will be here until I actually remove it through matching. But it, like, again, this game has a good vibe. It's just, do you want to keep, so here we have a match 5 here, so we get an S rank. And then if I match this again with somebody else, like say a shield or this, it will do their ultimate abilities. So let's do it with this. There we go. So like this game has a lot going for itself, but I just feel like, hey, you know, it's a great dungeon crawler, but it kind of, I think a lot of people have said that like, hey, this is kind of a lot. And like we have even branching, like this is the perfect like spiritual successor to Puzzle Quest. But again, it's like the difficulty will just get, like the status effects will just bring me down. We'll finish this kind of dungeon. So I gotta match this or I'll get poisoned. And some of the status effects will like just to remove the status effect, you have to match it, which is like, why? And it can really compound sometimes, especially with the poison, as you can see. Like one poison went off and then a bunch of it exploded. That. No, that's not it. Let's do this. And some status effects means like, hey, you won't get, you know, you can't use this until you match it, which can really like cripple you in a way, in my opinion. It's just like, oh, come on, just let me play the game. Like I wanted to get rid of this one on the top right here, like get rid of this one, but then it cascaded and was like, bad luck. But you know, it relies more on items compared to other games. So now this guy is dead, and I could still match, but I can bring him back. But after seven turns, it's like holy shit. And of course, there's a whole item like things of like, hey, you can get better items for characters, and there's a whole like RPG aspect of the game. But it's just it is just a little bit too much. Like, it doesn't need to be this difficult. You know, it is flashy. It does a lot of interesting things that I wish kind of people would go back to. And, you know, they're great. You know, this could be a great game. But the difficulty, it's too much for me. And of course, I can rotate somebody back in here. Like, there's nothing stopping me from doing that too. Leave, yeah, let's see here. Characters. Can I? No, I can't. I have to. Okay. Thought I could. Left bumper. Yeah, here we go. So I can rotate somebody else into here too. And, you know, there's a whole debuff situation too. Or like buffs and all that stuff. So she's in. Let's do this. Give her that. Which is like, hey, it's kind of cool. It's smart and all that stuff in a fun way. But it's just, I wish I didn't have to do that. But that's kind of this game. Like, it's kind of a pretty generic, hey, we're doing this to do this, to do this, to do this. There's not much to it. It's a decent game. It is like $20 on Steam, which is, I feel like a little, no, it's $12 on Steam. It is a little bit high. Let's look at some of the Steam reviews here. So this one I feel like is a really good one. or no, this one right here. Like this guy got 31 hours into the game. He's like, hey, this is a decent game, but it kind of gets a little bit hard. There is a demo which I recommend, which is a great dive in if you want more of that. It's not a bad game, but it's not, hey, there could be a lot more potential in here. It is also, again, a $12 game, and I always say there's no such thing as bad games. There's just bad pricing, and you really can't go wrong if you're looking for like a little bit of a, hey, I want a Match-3 game with a little bit of RPG elements. This is probably your best bet. It's modern enough. It came out in technically 2022, so it's fine. I really want to know what more of these people do more, because I want them to refine it a little bit more. Maybe go into deeper. Maybe revolve a little bit more on, hey, you know, what can they do? You know, what else can they do? That would be pretty cool. Anyways, guys, this is Heroes Emblem for the PC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.